Hello friends, in last video I explained how to create emulator, how to create your first Android project, and in this I will start Android Kotlin for Android because I am using Kotlin to programming in Android. The Kotlin is because this is officially accepted by Google as a programming language in Android. So for beginners, I thought it will be needed to have basic understanding of Kotlin. So I'm not going like in detail about Kotlin. I'll not use some basic some other tool. So I thought I would use that Hello World program. I will start over and now about that. So the training in first chapter I will focus on mainly introduction of Kotlin and basic syntax, variable, function, classes, objects. So let's start. So in introduction, if you see, Kotlin is a superset of Java, which includes all the functionalities of Java, like platform independent and runs in uh, uh, compile in codes and can run on any machine after that. So the other there are many other than this there are other benefit over Java. The functional first benefit is functional because Java we cannot use functional programming. Those who are C, who are familiar with C, or those who are familiar with the JavaScript. So that type of programming in Java is not possible. But in Kotlin, it is possible. So that's why we call functional. It needs less coding, like some coding they have extracted out. So you will come to know when I will be continuing the further coding. So I will explain how it needs less coding. And the one example here is that boilerplate code reduction using Kotlin. In Kotlin, there are coroutines, which actually lightweight threads you can run concurrently. That is one benefit. Other one is type checking is not needed. The auto typecast will automatically type casting. So when we'll start coding, you will come to know how it is happening. And null handle, like while creating variables, you have to decide whether it is nullable and all. So you don't have to check explicitly like whether it is equal to null to keep the exception, to handle the exceptions. And in this exception is not mandatory to try catch, because in Java if you are using things like some input output or something, exception are mandatory. Otherwise like asynchronous code or something, then you have to handle exception. But here if you are sure it will not throw the exception, you can skip that part. Otherwise, if you are not, thinking of using exception, then all the Java functionality try catch is available. So this is the basic merits. Other merits, there are many other. So I will be telling when I will be coding this while programming. So basic syntax, I'll start. So variables. So we can there are two types of variables in Java, not in Kotlin. Sorry. So in Java, we can I'll explain here. So we can define variable like starting well type means it is a type of constant, not exactly constant, but once value is assigned, uh, you cannot change. So suppose in suppose counter and then the syntax is a little different from Java. Then variable name, and then type of the variable, and if it is nullable, that I tell. I told already that is null. You have to decide whether it is nullable or not. So at the time of initializing or creating the variable, you have to decide. If it is nullable, then just initialize with null. If you are initializing with null, or it can be initialized with some other value also, zero also, that's also fine. But as it is variable, it will say, okay, you cannot change later, so why you are making this question mark, means why you are making nullable, it is not, so compiler is telling you. So generally nullable variables are where. So where means you can change later. So well, I will remove nullable because you cannot change. So counter I will say 5. And um, where type. Now I am telling where. So where type. Suppose message. I will give name message here, and then this is a string type. String type. If it is not nullable, I will say hello here. Hello. So you can change later. I will say here hello world. You can change later. But if I change it to nullable and I try to assign null, then it will throw error. It will say, okay, this is sorry, it is nullable, it will not throw, but if it is not nullable, then it will throw. You cannot assign null. So if you want to assign null, then, or you are thinking it might be null at some time, then you have to make it nullable. Yeah, so variables two type, where and well. Functions, um, you already see this override function on create. You can the parameter will be like this, name and then type, and so this is the basic structure. There is a structure of the function. You can define your own function. Suppose function get message. So this will not return anything. This will not return anything means in Kotlin that is not true. All the function return something in Kotlin. It is so if you are not returning, it will return unit. So I want to return here string. So that we can assign um, this value to our message. Now it is expecting something to be returned. Right now I'll say return this. So um, message from function. Okay, this is there is already message defined inside activity. So get my message. I will say get my message, and I'll use this here. That's it. Calling is like this, like Java only, but defining, declaring function is like little different. So function is covered now. Uh, Classes and object I'll tell you. So here I told in the introduction that it is a functional programming. So till now we are using class and all, and it is extending. This is the extension of the basic activity. Importing is like normal Java importing. Here the package. Yes. So how it is functional? Let me tell you. Let me create another Kotlin file. Function test. And I can remove this class. And I can directly create function get COU counter it will return integer and return 5. Yeah, you noticed I am not putting semicolon here. So because semicolon, if you are in same line, single statement you are putting, then semicolon is not necessary. So this is again validating that less coding is needed. So get counter. So you don't have to create classes. You can directly create function like C, and then it is fine. It will not throw error, and you can use. So how will I use? I will directly say here counter I'm trying to get, right? So it will be imported automatically here. As it is same package, it is not you can exit directly, otherwise it will be here like com avr training dot this function name. Now you might be thinking how it is like Java, because Java is pure object oriented. See, while compiling this function test will convert to some class. That class will be imported in this class to get this function, to get this method available here. So this is handled by compiler actually, but as a programmer you it is like a get counter, simple functional programming. Yeah, so covered functions now. Now I'll tell class. Class is definition is simple like class name, same as Java, and then class keyword and main activity. Here the class name, and you can define simply opening closing braces and then create class. But the object creation is little different. Suppose if you want to create the object of any class, then suppose if I want to create object of um, where list. So I have created like a label because I will create the object here. It is saying list is not available. Oh, yeah, list type of argument is mandatory here. So say int teacher because I want to store character later here. So list cannot use new keyword is not available, but you can directly call array type. That's it. Array list actually. Type is teacher, which is not needed because this is again in Java it is mandatory, but here if you are a variable is telling that it is integer type, here you can skip this code. Directly you can use array list. So the object is creating like this without new, just class name and then constructor opening closing parenthesis. Okay, so for this this video I covered these things. Next video I'll continue this basic syntax like string format, if else, for loop, while loop, and in ranges, if else, and other topic. So please like and subscribe this channel, and comment what you want to learn extra and what you think is not included in this video. So thank you. Don't forget to comment whether you like or dislike. If you need anything to be included in this video, just comment in the comment section. Thanks.